Hi, this is YouTube and Reuben. Here is where my brother Jake and I started the RJ Amish Furniture and became successful. It was this building right here that we started out in, building the furniture. It's about a 3,000 foot square building that we started out in. We'll go inside here. This used to be a vet clinic. It was this front room here was the showroom, and the middle room here we put furniture together, stained it, finished it, and then moved it up front to sell. And in this back room here we had raw wood that we cut out and cut into pieces to make put the furniture together. We had table saws, planers, routers, all that good stuff to put it together. Work with oak, mainly solid oak. The furniture business, RJ Amish Furniture, my brother Jake and I started here in Harmony, Minnesota in '92 when we bought this vet clinic. We had other jobs and we didn't have much money to start out with. So we worked other jobs and did this on the side. My amazing brother worked a night shift in Decorah, Iowa, and came back here in the daytime. There was a couch in the office in the back room that he would lay down and sleep until somebody came in the door, and then you get up and wait on him. That's there was some of the challenges getting going, and I worked for the electric power company in the daytime during the week and was on the road, and then worked 4/10, so then Friday, Saturday, Sunday I was back here working. So there was some challenges. In 3.5 years into it, they were redoing the highway out front here, and hardly anybody was able to get to us, and that put us under, or we failed. Some people would call it we failed. I like to call it that we learned what we needed to learn to become successful. It wasn't working making it with one set of tools. We decided to sell our tools in '95, and found out that back in Ohio, where my brother Jake and I were born, there's wholesalers. They have one set of tools. One family makes just bedroom sets. They set their tools up and they do one piece after another. Another family does just chairs, and they kind of mass produce it by not having to reset up their tools all the time. And another family does tables. And so I drove to Ohio and ordered 4 tables and 4 sets of chairs, and we brought them back here. That was after we had the sale and sold out. We were this close to just shutting the door and being done. We brought it back here, and first we finished it and we put it on the floor, and I got this sold. I'm like, we made money on that. We made some money. We didn't mark it up much, but we know we made money. When you make it yourself, there's a lot of hidden costs if you don't figure it right. You might think you're making money when you're building something for somebody, and you might actually not be making money. And there was a bit of that going on when we were making the furniture. It usually customer would come in and want something this big, and then the time was done, it was quite a bit bigger and quite a bit more added on. So yeah, so we knew exactly what we had in that table and chairs and sold it, and we started doing that. Decided that we can just buy it wholesale and retail it. And then after doing a few tables and chairs, we found out that they also make bedroom sets, that we can buy bedroom sets and put them on the floor. So we ordered a bedroom set and put it on the floor. I still remember the first bedroom set in the back room. I thought it was really expensive, and there was a customer here looking at it, and I was so nervous to help him with it. Didn't know if he was going to buy it or not, and I thought it cost a lot. And I kind of stood back and didn't say much, and the customer finally goes, "Is somebody going to help me here or not?" So I stepped up and made that sale to him. They were wonderful people, and then realized that we can sell bedroom sets too, and pretty much anything we could get our hands on that was Amish built, we were able to sell. So like in '95, we were probably one of the first ones in this Harmony, Minnesota area to sell Amish furniture, and it took off. It really took off. So by starting out making it, you can say we failed, or you can say we learned what we needed to learn to do what did work. So it took off from there, and we ended up not having enough room in here and needed to add on. So as the business grew, doubled year over year, we were not able to sustain in this small building anymore for the growing pain that we had. So we bought the neighbor's lot here to the south, and a house came with it, and we built this building here probably in '99, and I moved into the house over there. Probably bought it in had it for a couple years, and then we built this building 60 by 80 with 3 floors, upstairs, main floor, and a basement. And this really gave us the showroom we needed to really show a lot of furniture. Here, this building never got finished out. We didn't have the money to finish it out, and we were storing furniture in my garage by the house. That was a warehouse for a long time, and we had another building garage across town, and another building in a town 5 miles away. So we got this built, and we hauled furniture, emptied the garage across town and in another town, and put it in here, and we filled it, so we couldn't finish it off. So this was eventually packed full of furniture showroom. Like I said, it's 60 by 80 on all 3 floors here. I'll show you this room first. This is the main floor. We tried to put the heavy stuff on the main floor because the upstairs and downstairs obviously have stairs to get up it, so we didn't want to carry the heavy stuff up and down if we didn't have to. So here we'll go down in the basement. We stored, this was full also, mainly the extra chairs. This was mainly not necessarily showroom down here. It was mainly a lot of shelves in here. We'd show a chair upstairs, and the rest of the set was down here, so this was partly warehouse too. So we have 2 stairways, one on the end I came down, and one on this end. So as they built the basement, we seen how wide the stairways were. So we changed the upstairs stairway, made it wider for getting furniture up and down and getting past each other. So the upstairs, instead of 4 feet, I think we went 6 feet, made it nice and wide for. I've carried a lot of furniture up and down this stairway, and not all of it was light. Quite a bit of it required 2 people. So this is also was packed full of furniture. We did get the ceiling sheetrocked and insulated, but up here we didn't get it finished up either. We filled it with furniture before we had money to finish it off. I'm going to sell these buildings, so now that they didn't get finished off, somebody else can finish them off when they buy it the way they want to. So yeah, by having this building and all this showroom, we were able to show a very good selection of furniture, different builds, different kinds, different stains, different woods, and it worked out very well. We moved a lot of furniture. We had a 36-foot gooseneck trailer that we would go to Ohio and get a load once a week. So imagine Jake and I going to Ohio, a lot of trips. I swear, I kid you not, I bet you I did 1,000 trips to Ohio and back. And Jake also did a lot of trips. So we did move a lot of furniture in the late 90s, going into the 2000s. We had one heck of a good run. It was fun. We met a lot of good people, had a lot of good customers. I thank you, all your customers that came and bought furniture. I appreciate it. 5 years ago, I sold out and moved to Alaska. I rented it out as a furniture store a couple, 3 years, and they're done renting it now. So I'm going to sell the buildings and the land now also. We bought a third lot north of where we started out at, well, that I'm going to show you now. That was a warehouse, more warehouse space that worked out well also after we grew. So I will show you that next year. Let's go back in this building where we started, and I'll show you how I got my connection going to Alaska. Yeah, my connection to Alaska, it was here in the furniture store when we were operating out of this small building yet, that fine couple, Jim and Judy Plutz from Hudson, Wisconsin, came down in an afternoon, and we're looking in here. Judy had worked at a furniture store up in the Twin Cities area, and she just fell in love with this Amish furniture, how it looked, felt, and how it was built. And it was closing time. I remember working, and they were like, "Do you mind if we look some more?" I go, "No." I said, "Go right ahead." And as Judy was looking at the furniture, I was visiting with Jim, and Jim was telling me that him and George, his college friend, go to Alaska fishing. And I go, "Yeah?" And go, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I've been wanting to go to Alaska." And he was telling me about all the great fishing up there. And it was very interesting. And then they left. It was, and a year later they came back, and Jim goes, "Well, Judy and I, semi-retired, we bought a bed and breakfast on the Kenai River by Soldotna, Alaska. You can come up now." And I'm like, "I'm in." So I went up there probably around 2000 for the salmon run, and I hooked the salmon, and I got hooked by loving the fishing and the beauty of Alaska. So I had been going back for the salmon run for a week to 10 days to Jim and Judy's and stayed at their place, always had a good time. and I got to know their neighbors, Ty and Marilyn Harasso, just down the street a little bit. Started staying with them and I really liked the place. I felt at home, and they were trying to sell it. So in 2014, I bought their place. It was a handshake that Ty and Marilyn can still come up. They were in their late 80s and stay at the place yet. And Jeremy and I would help them out. And I would fish with Ty, and we would help them out while they're there. Jeremy, a neighbor of mine here in town, also came up to Alaska with me one year, and he also got hooked with the beauty and loving it being in Alaska. So, so they came up a couple more years, and Ty taught me how to fish in the river. When he was at 88, I was still standing next to him in the river fishing. They taught me how to smoke fish, how to can fish. I learned a lot from Jim and Judy and Ty and Marilyn. I was so blessed. And I'm so blessed to have a lot on the Kenai River. I really enjoy it. That is my happy place. Yeah, and then eventually we bought this lot north of where we started out at here. It goes over to that camper, and this used to be a hog buying station, and then I converted it into a heated floor, insulated roof, re-tinned it, re-sided it, building. Turned out real nice. We'll go inside. This was a loading dock there, which worked out really good for backing up and unloading a whole load of furniture. I still got one of the smaller trailers here. So this building had a lot of pens in here. It was a hog buying station. We took the pens out and put a new, since there was not a ceiling, it went all the way up to rafters, we were able to put another layer of cement in and put pipes in for an in-floor heat, which is, it's got this unit here, which works out real good, and we insulated, got the, my nephew's insulated the ceiling, re-roofed it, tinned it, took all the pens out. I got it rented out to miners. They're a good bunch of people, underground people doing underground stuff. In here, you can still see the scale. When they brought animals in, there was they would weigh the weight so they knew how much to pay the farmer for the animal. It really worked out well for furniture also. It gave us a lot of room. It's a 45 by 102 foot building. So it really worked out well to bring a load back and store it and have it sitting here until people pick it up or until it was time to deliver it. Yeah, so I wasn't very far from the furniture store from work. It was handy when you needed to work, unhandy when you just wanted a day off. It was hard to come out in the yard without customers showing up and seeing me over here and wanting to talk to me, and I'm like, no, it's my day off. So you almost had to leave, hide someplace, or go someplace if you didn't want to, if you wanted a day off. So yeah, this is the house that I lived in before I went to Alaska. Yeah, so the house here, I went through everything. I decided it's time to close the door on the furniture buildings and the house here. Sometimes you got to close the door on the thing, on one thing, so other doors can open up. And I have done that in the past. And I'm very excited to what's ahead for me. I don't know yet, but when I close the door on one thing, other ones can open up, and I'm very excited to see what that is. And while I was going through all the buildings and cleaning them out and the house, there's probably 30 years of history here close to. And as I was going through the house here, piece by piece, I went through it like you would if somebody passed on. But I didn't pass on, I was still here. But part of me felt like I was dying. I was grieving while I was getting rid of stuff. And I literally got rid of stuff. I got a tote of clothes, a tote of books, and just a few things. I got rid of almost everything. I was a little overwhelmed at first how I was going to get rid of everything. Do I have an auction? How do I do it? Well, I got 75 very good, beautiful, very good nephews and nieces. So I got things out on in an area, and I invited them over, and I helped them out with it. Sold it to them for little or nothing, and a lot of them are starting out, and they could use it. So I felt like I was giving, and I got to see quite a few of my nephews and nieces, which was really great. Yeah, it's sad, but it's time. So I'm very excited to see what's ahead for me. Super excited. If you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe. Yes!